Test, 1, 2, test. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Butch Popeye Moss. It is Saturday, April 18th, 2026, about 2:31 p.m. And yes, I did not play the intro music, and I'm going to ask everybody that's in the top chat, or I'm going to change it to the live chat here in a second. And boom, I just did it. And so, yeah, we've got Jamon Rumi, Lisa Lee. How are you all doing? And man, so would you rather have the intro music or not? That is the question. Because I've been advised to cut out the music, that it's affecting our abilities to get more stuff out. I don't know whether that's true or not, but you know what? What the heck? So Lisa Lee says Popeye and I are in the same time zone. That's true. That's true. And Lisa Lee in New Mexico, is that right? I think so. So, yeah. So good afternoon, Texas bikers. Bikers all over the country and the world. So, yeah. So, Jamon Rumi, he says either way, he's okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's mind-boggling. It is. But we don't matter what time zone it is, as long as people subscribe and help us out with the channel. Because we got a lot of stuff to go on. Now, yesterday, that video that we did yesterday, yeah. Oh, Lisa Lee, she's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I didn't know that. I got that wrong. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Okay. So how are things in Michigan? Is it as cold as it is down here? Because today it's in the 40s here after we've had day after day of in the mid-70s or 80s. Beautiful days. But last night we had a thunderstorm come across, and I know they caught hail in Oklahoma and Kansas. But let me bring up something now that we're talking about the weather here for a second. So yeah, there is a ride that goes on every year in Gainesville, Texas. And it's about honoring our vets that have had their Congressional Medal of Honor winners. Well, actually not winners, recipients is what it is. You don't go out to win that. In most cases, it's a circumstance of where they at and when. But they did great things. And yeah, this happens every year. But today, things got really, really mixed up. I mean mixed up, because of the weather, because the internet went bonkers, I guess you'd say, with, you couldn't figure out whether it was on, whether it was off. You couldn't figure out anything by what was being said on the internet. That's really the truth of it. So people didn't know what was going on. But here's the thing. The ride, the motorcycle ride, has already been done. That was done when they escorted the people that they wanted to honor to Gainesville, Texas. That is the ride. And what they were having today, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of motorcyclists that went there. Now everybody was asking when they woke up this morning, and many of them woke up early, and so they decided, they had to decide whether they wanted to ride up there in the rain, maybe ride up there caging it, and I imagine many did that. Or was it canceled? Because that was out there too. And I promise you, it was not canceled. But it is what it is. It went on as scheduled, regardless of who showed up today. But the weather interfered with everything. The people that had plans of riding up there today and taking part. But the internet just went loopy with, I don't want to say misinformation, they just didn't know. And they were assuming is what was happening. So yeah. So what we got on today, and that's last night, we pointed out, oh, and by the way, that video got a copyright infringement by some Korean country. Now, they didn't explain what video it was. So I can't really narrow down what they were talking about. But it was not a strike issue. It's just a copyright deal, and it has no effect on our deal, other than it's not going to be shown in about 200 different countries, is what I'm saying. So if you would, go to that video we had last night, talking about Donald Trump, and he had everybody mixed up. Everybody. When he announced that the Hurmuz Strait was opening for business, and that the Islamists had agreed with all the points. Well, evidently, and I think the mob, the IRGC, are the ones who are in control. And they went ballistic. And they all started fighting with each other, is what happened. And overnight now, they're yelling, it's closed, you got to pay us a toll. Well, they don't have any banking system to pay anybody or take money from anybody. They have no banking system. It's gone. So they're either have a guy out on a pier collecting cash or something. I don't know how they're paying it. Maybe they're wiring it to them. Who knows whose bank account that's going in? Because it's certainly not helping the general public, is what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. I'll comment on that a minute, Lisa. So, yeah. So everything today The Strait of Hormuz, what just happened, and why it matters now. We're talking about reopening. We're talking about reopening the negotiations, and tensions are high. Is what's going on. And the reason all this matters is about oil routes, the global economy, why everybody watches the Hurmuz Straits. Yeah, they're watching. And we're watching too, our U.S. Navy is. Yeah. So there's a power struggle between the Islamic Revolutionary Guard versus the government. It's internal confusion, no doubt. No doubt. The question is, who actually calls the shots? And I think it's the mob. The RGC is a mob, is what they are. Nothing more. And they've been skimming off the top for decades. And I really think maybe all along, the mullahs and the ayatollahs were really just puppets. They're the puppets of the IRGC, the mob. That's it. That's it. Nothing more. So this is incredible. So this morning, tankers and tension. Who's really in charge? And you know what? It's probably not what we think it is. Everybody's asking the wrong question. It's not what Iran is doing. It's who's actually in control. That's really the bottom line. Trump is just calling them out and setting a tone for these next negotiations. And then again, maybe they don't want to come back to the negotiating table. They just want to fight because they think they can outlast us. That's what they really think. And we'll get down to that in a second here, why I think they think that. So they're having the illusion of control. They don't have any control. And the IRGC influence. They're a state within a state. This is goofy as hell. There's about 3 things that are fighting with each other. So they're sending out mixed signals because all they do is threat. And it's just mixed messaging. It's crazy. But they're crazy. And these people, all they do is, the only real export they have besides oil is hate. Islamism, hate. That's it. Nothing else. And death. They bring that too. Because they're killing their own citizens. They started again today. They're trying to circumvent what's coming next. And that's when the Iranian citizens go wild. Oh, yeah. Let me try and do something here. I've got some interesting thing going on here. I'll have to refresh things. It shouldn't affect everything. I don't know why we're getting a streaming issue. So, and I can't fix that while we're here. So hopefully, I know it's recording, okay, but we have, for what I'm seeing is a streaming issue. You guys, are you still getting the video okay? Yeah. No, the Navy's not paying the toll. No, they're not paying. No way in hell. So what we got going on here, it isn't just policies. It's a power struggle. And we're watching it unfold live and in color. Oh, yeah. This ought to be interesting as hell as we go along and we try and bring them to the negotiating table again. And I'll say this much. We shouldn't let them drag this out. Because right now I want to bring up one other thing. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming through the Caspian Sea. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. And let's take a look at this real quick. Let's look at this one. I made some good cartoons today. And so the media reports Islamists shut down the Hurmuz Strait again. Now, the question is, it is open or closed? Are the talks off the table? Is the deal ended? And of course, they're trying to demand a toll for passage. I think they said $2 million a pop. Who knows? Who knows? But now what we got going on, and I'll say this again, the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. It's a test for NATO. And NATO is saying, do we do something about this? Because Poland is right now is under attack by Russians. Yeah, they've got some bombings of some railroad tracks and yards. And so we know that it's the Russians that are doing it. And NATO is saying, should we do something? Should we do something? And the question is, does Russia really want another front while they're bogged down in Ukraine, I'm sorry. Do they really want to go there? And that would be interesting if they did. If NATO did respond. And we know that Poland has very modern military equipment from us. From us. And we've already seen the failures of radars, failures of all kinds of electronic equipment from Russia and from China. The stuff wasn't work. We have not lost a plane outside of a man-pad that was delivered by Russia to the Islamists. And I want to make one thing clear, everybody. One thing clear is there's a difference, and I know everybody says Iranians. It's the Islamists that are the culprits, not the Iranian citizens. The majority want freedom. And they've been under the control of these Islamists and the IRGC for 47 years. We should not be using the term Iranians. We should be using the term Islamist revolutionaries, killers, whatever word you want to add to it, just they need to go to hell, all of them. And all they do is teach their children hate, and they spread it around the world, and you can tell it right now. And mass migration is going to, well, the UK and France, Italy, Spain, they're going to figure it out pretty soon. Germany, the European Union, they're going to pay hell for mass migration. And so will we. So will we. So Lisa Lee says her cousin is out there on a ship somewhere, USS New Orleans, and yeah, I think they're over there. I think I heard that the other day. Yeah. They're doing the job. And of course, and I want to show you the Caspian Sea, everybody. Let me show you this. This is the Caspian Sea. They have no connections to any other oceans. Really, it's a giant lake. I think it is. But there are about 5 different countries that border this lake. Russia, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Georgia. No, wait a minute, not Georgia. Azerbaijan. Dang, I got those out right. So that's who borders that. That's how Russia was able to get weapons into Iran. Somewhere we're going to have to deal with that issue, maybe, unless they make a deal. And really, right now, I don't think they want to make a deal. They just want to drag this out. But hopefully Trump doesn't put up with it. And we should be yelling it loud and hard that they stay the course, finish the job. You told the Iranian citizens the cavalry is coming. Make it happen. Make it happen. And you know what I mean. All right, and in closing today, we're going to be changing the structure of this a little bit. And I don't know, I may bring the music back, the intro, because it allows me a little bit of time to make sure the stream is working right. And so, yeah, we'll figure it out. Also, we want to tell you that the next video, we are going to talk about some veterans issues. And you want to tune in for that. So pass the word, everybody. If you're a veteran like me, and if you have issues from your past military service, you're not going to miss this. Because I'm going to talk about something I think nobody's really talking about. I haven't heard. So everybody, I'm going to close right now because I still have this stream flickering. I'll have to go figure out why that's happening. Then again, it may be the weather. It may be the signal we're getting. Don't know. But I do know the recording is working. And if I have to, I'll get rid of the live and upload the record. With that, everybody, I hope you have a good Saturday. I'm going to. Oh, and tomorrow, I am going to Houston to visit the fleet.